Hello, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my experience with the Oculus with some gameplay footage and some other apps that are available. Now this first game is Vader Immortal. Now this loading screen here pops up a little bit more than I would like, and what I'm going to show you is the sort of lightsaber training section of the game. And I've got to say it's pretty visually impressive. The sound effects are awesome. You really do feel like you're a badass Sith, because effectively you are an apprentice to Lord Vader just before Star Wars kicks off, from what I can tell. And this is a really good looking game, and as I say, the sound effects are great. It's going to take me a little while to get used to it. This is pretty much the first game I've ever played, and it does suggest you have a 6-foot playing area, so just be cautious of that. That could be a problem for you. And as you can see, I'm moving my head around a lot in quite a few of these videos, but look at that video quality, that's pretty damn good. Now I think the Quest is on par easily with the Wii U and probably the Switch graphically. How far beyond that, I'm not too sure. Now, there is a game called Red Matter that I want to check out, which apparently is one of the best looking games. And this is fantastic. I mean, the sound effects, the depth of field, the presence, the fact you can look out the side window and see the lava field. It's great. You've got your little training droids, and you can have a good slash at them. Now, unfortunately, because I'm meant to be moving around in a 6-foot area, I'm having a bit of trouble with this because I've set it to a stationary boundary and I'm not moving at all. But it works. Now, one of the things I do find a bit tricky with this section is deflecting the shots. Doesn't always quite work for me. It's also interesting, I've got a blue blade on my lightsaber, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm going to have to work out how to use the force powers to grab things as well. But literally, you're seeing this as I've loaded it up. It's the first time I've ever seen this. In fact, that's pretty much the case for everything in this video, with one exception right towards the end, which I'll play the video out with. But yeah, it's pretty cool feeling, swinging around your lightsaber, killing things and being able to deflect shots. So yeah, I quite like that. Now, I would quite like to work out how you can deflect a shot to a secondary target. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, there you go. This video will come to an end soon and we'll move on to the next game. But I wanted to start you off with a game first, so you could sort of see what was going on. Now, I've not done any story spoiler here because this is just the practice area. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. And as I say, the next few videos are going to be less game stuff and more sort of general tools, which are, pretty interesting features. Now, I've just discovered the joys of the ability to use virtual desktop with something called side quest if you have what's known as developer mode. And that's something I'm going to look into because my sort of third-party cable works with SideQuest, but not with the official Oculus Link software. Now, that might be because I'm trying it on my laptop that is really not up to spec when it comes to VR. But yeah, the ability to use the Oculus Quest wireless with virtual desktop is pretty cool. Anyway, I'm having a bit of a rage. Yes, let the anger flow through you. That was pretty cool. Anyway, this is BigScreen, which potentially would allow you to have a virtual cinema environment. I need to check out the options for that, and whether you can invite friends into your virtual cinema to watch a film with you. But this is a pretty cool sort of media player. So I've just switched to the home cinema setup, and we're going to watch a film. So enjoy a very brief little snippet of Blade Runner, where off-world colonies are, where you're going to begin again. So as you can see, you can look around, and in theory, if all your friends are in the room, that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, we jumped away from there to minimise copyright issues, and this is another sort of similar feature called Within. Both BigScreen and Within are free apps, and this allows you to look for concerts and horror and experimental, animated, etc. So we're going to have a quick bit of Mozart here, and we're going to stream it rather than download it. And as you can see, it's Mozart's Coronation Mass, and this is pretty cool because you get a pretty nice sound feature, and you also get some 3D video at the same time. So it's a really cool way in this times of COVID, using those two apps there, to sort of experience a bit of normality maybe. And it's also really good for people with tiny houses where maybe you can't fit a 50-inch plasma or OLED screen. Anyway, this game is the #1 recommendation on lots and lots of top 10s and top 20, and try this game first. This is Beat Sabre, which really gives me a strong vibe of Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and I just don't understand why they don't exist on this platform already, to be honest. They'd be fantastic. Used to have great fun doing party game sessions where we'd all get round, and I'd be the bassist and my friend would be the guitarist and his girlfriend would be the drummer and my girlfriend would be the singer. It was really good, really enjoyable, and this definitely gives me that vibe. It also reminds me of the Wii, which is why I mentioned this graphically is definitely on par with the Wii U. Now this particular game is not the most graphically taxing, but again, the feeling of presence, the control mechanism is pretty on point. The songs are potentially a bit hit and miss for you because they are very sort of dancey electronic, but there is apparently a mod to bring in your own sound files, which is something I want to look at. Now this is another free game called Bait, which is like a virtual fishing simulator, and yeah, it's not bad. For free, it's definitely worth a punt, but if I'd paid money for this, I think I'd be a little bit disappointing. But then again, this is the very first introductory lake, and I find the fish tend to run away a bit, and yeah, I mean, graphically I think it's fairly low down on the quality, and this to me is more like a PlayStation VR sort of level of game. But having said that, it's also got some really nice effects and clarity which maybe you wouldn't have got on the PlayStation, and grabbing the fish sometimes is a bit of a doozy. Anyway, we're only going to see a little bit of this, and then we're going to switch to one of the demo apps that comes pre-installed on all Oculuses, and it sort of starts teaching you all the various techniques you can use to control or play with your Oculus Quest. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the demo, and I actually was so impressed I managed to get my other half to give it a go, and she sort of pretty much enjoyed it. She particularly enjoyed the shooting section, but yeah, she's not a big fan of VR. I think she gets pretty strong motion sickness, which I have noticed on a particularly long session of playing around with the headset. I did, when I took the headset off, feel a little bit woozy. So yeah, the 2-hour-ish battery life maybe isn't such a bad thing. But my only criticisms I would have so far is why does it not do wireless streaming out the box? Why do I have to turn on developer mode, buy an app, install a patch for that app? That should just be straight out the box, so hopefully Oculus can get that sorted in the near future. The other thing I would criticise it for is the battery life. 1 hour definitely, 2 hour probably, 3 hour if you're lucky. Seems a bit stingy. If they ever bring out the Quest 3, let's hope it's got a definite 3 hour battery life, maybe a bit longer. Has the Wi-Fi streaming functionality built in. Also, it could do with a music player built in. I copied across an MP3 file to try out, and there just seems to be no way to play it, so I don't know what that's about. However, you do have Prime, you do have Netflix, you do have a web browser, you've got the BigScreen feature I showed you, you've got the kind of concerts with Within and other cool little apps like that. And of course you've also got this rather natty little demo, which is fantastic the first few times you play with it, but I got a feeling after a while you won't really want it. Now, what I like about this demo is the graphics are pretty good, the sense of immersion is brilliant, it teaches you lots of different controls, and the little robot you're playing with is really cool. He sort of reminds me of WALL-E, combined with the Nintendo robot from the NES era, and yeah, maybe a bit of batteries not included thrown into the mix there. So yeah, really, really cool animation, great fun. You know, something for everyone to enjoy, kids to grandparents. Yeah, just well done to the Oculus team for producing this and chucking it on to give you a vibe of what this system's actually capable of. And yeah, we're going to play out the rest of the video with this. It's quite a long section, but overall my experience has been pretty positive. I'm going to hopefully actually get into the games properly and have a go. So I think I've got Red Matter, I've got an adventure game whose name escapes me right now. It's a wizarding one if I remember correctly. I've got Vader Immortal and of course Beat Sabre, which I can see why people recommend it. It's really good for a quick, like, I just want to play for 5 minutes or I want to play for an hour. And as I say, the controls are really on point and the music's pretty good. Now you can buy music packs, and they're not massively expensive, but I guess if you buy all of them, the costs soon ramp up. And Beat Sabre is the most expensive game I've bought so far. I think it's a 20 quid game. Vader, if you buy all three, is more expensive, but individually each episode's sort of £7-8, which isn't bad. So yeah, I really been enjoying that. Now, if you've got Steam, I believe Red Matter is currently on sale, although that might have ended now. And I think that game for about £11 on Steam is well worth it. And apparently it's one of the graphically most impressive games on the Quest, so I'm really looking forward to trying that. But once I've got a bit more used to how everything works, then obviously I'm going to be interested in trying it out. And if I can get the Wi-Fi streaming working for my Steam games, then, you know, oh boy, a few of my Steam games apparently have VR options, and I'm very tempted by Star Wars Squadrons, which apparently is really, really good, and of course Half Life Alyx, which I might have mentioned in part 1. So really looking forward to trying that out. And definitely a thumbs up. I think, as I said, the quality is really good. The graphic capabilities is pretty impressive, and it'd be interesting to see how many people actually take advantage of this platform. Inevitably, there will be a Quest 3 at some stage, hopefully not too soon, as the Quest 2's only just recently come out. And I'm hoping for, you know, better storage options, more battery life, and, you know, better quality screen would be great. However, having said that, I've got no real qualms with the quality of the screen that's currently in the Quest 2. But yeah, 144 megahertz, 1440p sort of experience would be quite nice. Anyway, I'll eventually get this rocket going, trust me. But that's pretty much it for this video. So that's just giving you a little bit of a sneak peek of what the games and the demos look like, and also some other apps that are available on the Oculus. And once I've got a bit more experience, I will probably do another video, possibly even some game reviews, and I'll also be looking at other PC related stuff. So again, if I get the Wi-Fi set up, I'll be looking at Steam and Steam VR, and of course returning to my retro games and looking at the Mr. FPGA solution as well. So anyway, that's it for me. I will leave you to enjoy the rest of this demo and see you in the next video.